Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Basement Movie Room. Back with a review of Fortress, the early '90s, assumingly, movie starring Christopher Lambert, Kurtwood Smith, Jeffrey Combs, and a number of other people that you're probably going to recognize from other movies.
Not the Bruce Willis film.
Not the Bruce Willis film.
Yeah.
Not the geezer teaser,
Yes.
as Red Letter Media has called it. So, Fortress is directed by Stuart Gordon, which if you are a fan of Jeffrey Combs, you know Stuart Gordon. I know I was telling you about Stuart Gordon and how he directed Reanimator and its sequels, I believe. In any case, Fortress follows a futuristic society where you get punished for having children.
Yeah, too many children. Pretty much like the whole thing about China, how they could only, back in the day, they can only have like one or two kids. I don't know if that's still true.
The weird thing is, though, it's never made clear
going with that,
that Christopher Lambert and his wife have had a kid already.
Yeah.
And she's apparently pregnant. They're trying to get across a border, and the fascists catch them and put them in a prison. And this prison is the Fortress. And Lambert thinks his wife got away, but later we find out that his wife is in the Fortress as well. But Lambert is placed in the Fortress, and it's about him trying to survive and ultimately escape the Fortress.
Yes.
With Jeffrey Combs and the black guy who's recognizable, which I wish I remembered his name.
You've seen him in
and Clifton
some stuff.
Collins Jr. in the earliest role I've ever seen him in. Clifton, he's credited as Clifton Gonzalez in this because his grandfather was a famous actor as well, and his name was Gonzalez, but his name is Clifton Collins Jr. And you've seen him in Westworld and a number of other things. He's appeared in a lot of things. Pacific Rim
movies. Yeah, if you like those.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
So, Christopher Lambert is placed in this prison, and they're tracking his every move. Kurtwood Smith plays the warden, essentially, of this prison. And he kind of gets obsessed with the wife of Christopher Lambert, which Christopher Lambert thinks she's escaped. But it ends up she's in the same prison, just on the women's floors, which are above him. And so Christopher Lambert makes his mission to rescue his wife, or girlfriend. I don't even know what it really is.
It didn't really.
But Kurtwood Smith is in love with his wife as well, and kind of makes her his slave. He ends up being like an android. It's very odd. Very odd. However, you also have Jeffrey Combs and Clifton Collins Jr. as his cellmates. Jeffrey Combs is great as like the nerdy guy who looks just like Andy Dick.
Yep.
Yeah, in Road Trip.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like long hair and these really Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's an exact replica.
Yeah,
Andy Dick
it very
is
much
an exact replica of
because this came first. This came first.
This movie came first.
Yeah,
and it's every time he came up in the movie, I'm like, oh,
there he is.
Yep.
So they plan this escape and to rescue Christopher Lambert's wife, who is like significantly pregnant, and apparently. You figure out halfway or 3/4 of the way through the movie that they're taking the kids of pregnant ladies and turning them into like androids, and that Kurtwood Smith, the warden, is an android.
Yeah,
and like there's no point to that storyline, to be honest. It just is what it is. So, of course, they figured out a way, and there's these implants in their intestines called the
intestinators,
where they can control them by causing severe pain or exploding their intestines and killing them.
They say intesticide,
or
what was the
intestinate?
Intestinate.
That was to cause them all severe pain.
And they showed that right before they got in.
Yeah,
they gave an example of a guy trying to get away.
We have a guy trying to get away.
And, he lifts his shirt up and he sees his stomach
his guts
bulge.
Yeah, about to explode.
And, you get a lot of kind of, what's the Schwarzenegger movie with, darn it.
Commando?
No, not Commando. I'm drawing a blank here. Oh my lord. Keep going.
Oh, Total Recall?
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Little
And
Total Recall.
Alien.
Yeah.
As well.
And Alien.
You get like, oh, John Hurt from the Alien.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get a little bit of that. And the effects were, kind of the 90s effects,
It was Stuart Gordon.
Yeah.
It was Stuart Gordon, which, you really weren't familiar with him.
Yeah, sorry.
But certainly the gore type stuff is definitely Stuart Gordon.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Christopher Lambert figures out a way to escape this fortress, and so he puts his plan into play using all his cellmates, Jeffrey Combs, Clifton Collins Jr., and this other cellmate who's kind of been antagonistic to him the whole time, but he says he wants to leave as well, so he gets in with them. And to rescue his wife, of course. So they put in plan this place, and there's the barber, the black guy.
Yeah.
Who's well liked by Kurtwood Smith because he shaves his face. He's a trustee.
Yeah, helps.
He's also involved and is helping them gather intel on how to escape this place. So they get their plan in action, and it doesn't really go to plan because things are there that they don't expect. They're not able to get through the tunnels like they expect. But in any case,
which I appreciate.
Yeah,
it wasn't smooth.
It wasn't.
Them getting out at all. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they end up having to go up to Kurtwood Smith's office and discover the computer system that's controlling the place. And Jeffrey Combs is like, I can download a virus, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, he just has a virus ready to take on this place. So he does that. He gets killed. And Christopher Lambert and his wife are really the only ones who survive. I guess Clifton Collins Jr. survives as well.
Yeah, they all three.
So they get out. And once they get out, they steal a truck, and it ends up the truck is like autonomous bad guy as well.
Yeah.
Kills Clifton Collins Jr., but they manage to survive, and their baby is born, and they're in Mexico.
Yeah.
Because apparently the United States is a fascist nation at this point. So that's kind of the movie. There's not too much to it, but man, it is a fun watch.
Oh,
it's a fun watch.
It starts and it goes. There's really not too much time where you're like, oh man, this is boring.
Yeah.
It goes.
It goes.
It does a really good job, and you see elements of like I was saying, that Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, Total Recall.
And the other Schwarzenegger movie.
And plenty.
Yeah.
Alien.
A lot of RoboCop.
Yep.
In there, and we
very much RoboCop.
We're bringing up the robot. Keep wanting to say T-1000.
T-100.
T-100.
Or 800.
Yeah.
T-800.
800. Yeah. It's like
they
use
a lot
have
of props. These guys with these machine gun arms, and it ends up they're like basically just drones that are just fulfilling the wishes of the computer. And lots of those guys die, and they steal one of their machine guns. Christopher Lambert is shooting the machine gun everywhere until he runs out of ammo, finally, conveniently.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. I mean, the gun that he has.
Yeah, the gun arm's awesome.
I mean, the action is pretty great.
Yeah.
And the CG's not terrible either.
No, not at all. There's not a ton of it.
No.
So it's not that difficult.
Yeah. The sets are good. Really good.
Yeah. Yeah, the prison sets, I mean, it's it shows its age.
Yeah.
But any movie is going to, of course.
But mentioned at the very beginning about the outfits.
Oh, yeah. They look like Star Troopers outfits.
Little too close to that, but...
and honestly, they probably use the same outfits.
Yeah. And, I mean, we went into this one thinking it was going to be a turd.
Yeah. Thought it was going to be terrible.
And, I don't know, I think this is where we... Give the rating.
Yeah, we can give a rating because there's no soundtrack to this.
Yeah, no.
There's no soundtrack.
It's total B
yeah.
soundtrack.
It's just like just probably like in free stuff that they just grabbed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, rating. You said it. You go first.
Oh man, for this, what are we going on scale wise?
You know, it's the normal scale.
It's a normal scale.
Yeah.
I gotta go with a 3.2.
That's worse than I'm going to give it, to be honest. I'm going to give it 3.5, but I don't do 0.1 scale as usual.
Right.
3.5 It's worth watching.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. Stuart Gordon is a good director. Lambert's weird accent doesn't really get in the way that much.
Too many close-ups.
Yeah.
Kind of takes
real close-ups. I mean, like, if I came up there to this camera right now and put my face right on the lens, that's the kind of close-ups we were getting in this movie. It was crazy.
I think I would be a higher rating if it wasn't like, it's
in your face.
Yeah. It really is in your face. Without a doubt.
So that's Fortress, directed by Stuart Gordon, starring Christopher Lambert.
Check it out. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. For sure.
Didn't know what we were getting into, and we liked it.
Yeah.
So
we'll see you next time on Basement Movie Room.
Christopher Lambert, Fortress, where the punishment is the ultimate crime.
Going out won't be fun. Oh, but it's gonna be a trip.